everyone. Dreadman here, and we are back. Well, I am back doing an interview with an awesome band who are legendary, and I say, in my opinion, they are legendary in this region. It is Lords of the Highway.
Hey, thanks for coming to talk to us.
Yeah. It's a pleasure, man. I love doing this stuff. First question. Give everyone's names and instruments.
I'm Dennis A. Bell. Try to play guitar and I try to sing.
I'm Spike. I play drums and sing.
Questionable.
I'm Alan Pizzino, and I play the upright bass and sing also.
Oh, all right, cool. So who started the band?
About 91, maybe super early 92.
Wow.
I was just started to play guitar and I actually wanted to be in like a rhythm player. So I put an ad out looking for a rockabilly band, something like that. And no one answered other than a drummer and a bass player. So I had to quickly learn how to play, which I did not know how to do. And over the years, I've gotten a little better.
91, 92.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That is a long time.
The first couple of years or so was learning all cover songs except for one or two originals. And they were all the nifty-50 stuff. Maybe for like a couple months, I thought that would be cool to do the nifty-50 stuff, but
Yeah.
that kind of wore out real fast. Went ahead, watched other local bands doing punk rock, new wave, metal, whatever, and I was like, oh, they're doing most of their own stuff. This is what I want to do. Started writing more and more and more, then less and less of the covers. Got away from playing all night,
Right,
just doing
right.
a one set, one and done, and having fun.
So you've kind of wanted to always be like rockabilly from the start.
Initially wanted to go that direction. Now, I would not consider us rockabilly.
Not anymore.
Right,
I mean,
right.
we may look it instrument-wise. We do hot rod songs, but we do a lot of monster songs as well.
Right.
Some Love Gone Wrong songs,
So,
burying the wife in the backyard.
what genre would you consider yourself?
Somewhere between psychobilly, rockabilly,
Right.
horror rock. We do instrumentals as well too.
Right, right. So, if there was a band leader, you'd probably be that guy?
Only, I guess that's most of the book and most of the writing, but a lot of times it'll be like, I'll walk in with a bass line one time and boom, we wrote a song around that.
Right, so you do most of the songwriting too.
Yeah, but totally willing to let these guys have a say.
Right.
Then I shoot them
right.
down. It's like, no. That's a joke, but.
I get it.
Hey, although maybe it's more true than I think it is.
What kind of stuff do you write about? What inspires you to write music?
Ooh. Bad horror movies, monster movies, Love Gone Wrong. Like I said, hot rods. We do some hot rod
Right.
songs every once in a while. We do car shows over the summertime. We actually, for a while, we did a whole bunch of like truck driving songs. We actually covered some
Right.
of the old truck driving songs and wrote some of our own. We still do two. Mama Married a Trucker.
Yeah, we do a few.
Yeah, and
So,
Dangerous Curves Ahead.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm familiar. I'm very familiar. That leads me, I guess, to the next question, which would be about recording. Obviously, you've done a lot of that. having been around since 91, 92. how many albums and EPs
Oh boy, I didn't know that was gonna be on
do
the
you
quiz.
have out?
I would say pretty close to 10.
10,
10 to 11.
10 for sure, probably.
Yeah,
Really?
And then you got
That's
the
all.
digital stuff.
probably every other year we have some
Yeah.
release.
We've
Yeah.
done 4 since I've been in the band.
Yeah,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
Well, we have
I
stuff.
bet there's
Yeah.
11, and then the stuff that we just put down
Yeah.
this past weekend.
Yeah, the last couple of years we've been really
One a year.
bashing through the studio once a year.
Yep. Every February.
Right,
Going, We've been
right.
out anywhere between 7. We did 11 songs last weekend, one weekend. So
Wow.
all the tracks, all the vocal tracks,
Yeah.
backups. There's little things, maybe acoustic here and there.
So
maybe.
you guys go in the studio, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, we
Like,
blasted through a lot of songs.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had most everything done the first day, mostly. We went back and just did whatever fixes needed done the second day, and whatever vocals were all done the second day, but all the music was done pretty much the first day through.
Wow.
We had about, what did we have, 16, 17 hours between Saturday and Sunday?
oh
Yeah,
wow,
7
yeah,
one
you
day,
really put
9
it
the
in.
next, yeah.
Yeah, we just
Wow.
blasted them through.
When you're dropping money at the studio, you don't want to waste it. So you want to make sure you're kind of got your shit together.
Yeah, we did.
Roll.
We went in and did mostly originals. I think we have 4 or 5 covers that we're doing. Maybe under the pretense that we may put out an album with like a covers EP that may come
Oh
with
yeah,
it type
that
of thing.
would be cool.
So,
yeah.
and we do punk rock covers. We do Misfits. We do a lot of Ramones or a few Ramones songs. We do some old stuff. What are some of the old covers we do? We do Rebel Yell by Billy
yeah.
Idol, but a very psychobilly version of
I
it.
got picked up on Youngstown label. This is not a record label. Or this is just a record label.
Yeah.
Out of
Oh,
Youngstown.
that's who you're on right now, or?
Well, they put out an 80s comp of all modern
Oh, I
records
got you.
just
I
about
got
a month
you.
or so ago.
Have you worked with any? Well, actually, which studio are you using currently?
We are recording down in Akron at the Cavern.
Oh,
right on
okay.
Kenmore Avenue.
Yeah.
There's actually, that's like the music row of Akron now. Because there's
So the Buzzbin
the
is
Buzzbin, the Rialto, there's 2 other recording studios within a mile of that place.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Have you worked with any record labels with any of
Yeah,
your stuff?
our final record, which is...
It's right behind
Here.
you.
Yeah,
This thing right here.
yeah. That was done with Rumble Road Records. They have one label that's kind of rockabilly, psychobilly. His other label is more like stoner rock.
Oh, yeah,
So-
yeah. I got you.
Kind of covers a surprisingly wider genre than one might think.
Yeah.
on a
Oh,
record
yeah.
label.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, what are your favorite venues to play at around the area?
Places that don't throw their beer cans at us.
It's becoming very limited, though. Yeah.
In like every city's, we probably got our favorite one in every city.
Yeah.
So
There's a
um,
nice place in Youngstown, the West Side Bowl. It's a really good place
Yeah.
to play. A couple places in Parma, Cleveland. We play a lot in Cleveland. We play a lot in Ohio. We did the Hard Rock. We used to do that in Pittsburgh,
Right.
pretty periodically.
Yeah.
But I think they're done
They're
doing bands.
closing,
They're
yeah.
closing.
Yeah.
Erie, more so much now lately since I joined the band. We've done more in Erie because I would be the connection that gets us into
Oh,
a lot of
yeah,
places that
sure.
we have. But
Kent, the Zephyr,
Yeah.
played there and had a kick butt
yeah.
time.
Beachland, the
It was-
Beachland Ballroom,
yeah.
we just played there a couple weeks ago, and that we've always done really well there. That is a really cool place to play, and we've played with some really cool bands.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's-
There's a
it's
lot
good
of
time.
good bands
That's
that
one
come
of
through
the
there.
big pluses that I personally like about not playing all night is getting to rock out for 40 minutes, an hour, then enjoy other bands. You get to-
Right.
it's almost like you get in free.
Right, yeah,
You
sure.
see a lot of cool bands, and sometimes
That's
they're
certainly a
great.
cheap way of
Sometimes,
thinking about it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, sometimes they're great. Sometimes bands aren't great, but
Yeah.
still the fact that you get to see a lot of music, which I totally
Oh,
dig.
yeah. That's what I liked about promoting myself, because, the networking and, you know, like you said, sometimes you see something you don't quite like, but you're still seeing something cool, kind of, you know, for somebody. You know what I mean?
And a lot of times you would have never went out any other way. Like there's a lot of bands, because I'm kind of new to the rockabilly, psychobilly era, that there's a lot of bands that I had never heard of that actually I got a chance to perform with and see, that I was blown away by. I was like, I would have never had the opportunity to see that band any other way. Or if I did, I may not have went, because I'd have been like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And then I got a chance to actually see them, and now I'm a fan. There's several bands that we've played with that I'm a huge fan of now, that I've downloaded all their music off Spotify. I listen to it often, where I never thought I would have, or I really never would have.
Right.
If it wasn't for the fact of the environment that I've been put into.
I learned a long time ago. This guy asked me, hey, you want to go see this band Primus? I'm like, nah, I never heard of them. I don't care. Big mistake, man. Big mistake there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you learn the hard way sometimes. So, you've been doing this a long time. Like, if you had the opportunity to make this band like a global thing, would you do that? Or would
our
you?
stages in our life now? I mean, I have a young child.
Right,
So,
right. I always ask people how far they want to take. It because I get different answers, you know.
I would say I would like to play more than what we do now, and be on a little bit further out.
Right.
Minor touring. Minor.
Right, I
I mean,
understand.
We'll play anywhere within 6 hours of Cleveland. So we've been to Detroit, we've been into Michigan, we do Ohio, PA, some Virginia, Kentucky. We'll do anything within 6 hours. Our center is Cleveland, and sometimes depending on the show, we'll even be like 7 hours. We'll do 7 hours if it's worth it, you know. So we'll travel. But as far as quitting our day jobs to go out on the road, that'd be great. And now as we get older, it'd really be nicer. Now so much more than when I was younger and stupid and would make all the wrong decisions. But I think we're pretty happy where we're at.
Learned from all our stupid decisions.
I couldn't imagine being on the road when I was in my 20s.
So
it was every weekend before I had my kid.
Yeah.
We were playing, we made CDs, shirts, selling.
yeah.
Started traveling a little further. We decided, all right, we need to buy a van. So we bought a band van. Then we realized with that comes a $400 payment. So therefore, we took on even more shows to take care of that payment.
Yeah.
And that, I would say, is the point where some people are like, in the band previous, were like, all right, this is a little too much.
Right.
That some people back
I can
down.
understand
It is,
that.
it can be tough. We've had some great times, like going a weekend, maybe, I don't know, what do you want to call it, maybe Columbus on Friday, Chicago Saturday. We have all day off. I went to go see, one time went to Lincoln's father's house or something like that. They had reenactors there.
Oh, that's
Just sitting
cool.
around?
Yeah.
Just sitting around.
And so, this stupid story. So, I go to the reenactor or whatever they're called, and I say, hey, how long are you open? Like, in the wintertime, you guys close shop. He goes, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I live here in persona the whole time. And then I go, well, I got something to tell you. Things don't end well for your son.
Right.
But
May want to keep out of
with
politics.
tons of cool stuff. We got to play in Michigan 2 nights and went to a magician's museum. Never would have went there. Never even would have heard about something. But we had a half a day to kill. One of the coolest things I've ever got to see. They had one of the Houdini's I don't know what the metal thing that you get in with water. They had one of those. They had the box with the swords, the basket, I guess, of the swords. They had the cut-off thing, the saws. They had tons of such cool stuff. And that's just from playing extra shit.
Right.
Yeah, we
right.
got to play Bike Week down in Daytona. We only had to play maybe 3 hours a day. The rest of our day was off in February.
Oh,
What a
wow.
paid vacation. Fantastic.
And we do play a lot, even now. We stay pretty busy.
Right.
We purposely try to have some weekends off, but we stay pretty busy. We'll take gigs anywhere. We don't care. If they want us to play, we'll play anywhere.
How do you manage that being in two other bands?
2 other bands. I do the booking for one of the other bands, so I can schedule it well, and the other one doesn't do a ton of booking, so it works out. This is the main band that I play in the most. We do the most amount of stuff, so
Right.
I do most of my booking around this, and we're very customer friendly. Like I'll get with him and be like, hey, I need this date off, and he just won't schedule it. But I stay way busier, obviously, than they do, but we stay pretty busy on top of it. This definitely is a bigger project for us to go out and do, so it's a lot of fun.
Right.
Plus, I'm not in charge of anything. I just show up and play drums, which is amazing. It's like, I'm here, I got drumsticks.
So you've been playing a long time. That's obvious just from the history of the band. I always ask, did you take any actual lessons to learn, or are you completely
Oh yeah, I took lessons
self-taught?
because I didn't know what I was doing when I first started. I was in the Army in the early 80s, and my roommate had a guitar. He bought a new one, and I asked him if he would sell me his old one. He said, sure. So I had that guitar maybe 2 years, and I was like, all right, I need to sit down and learn how to play, and I'm not doing it on my own, so I started taking lessons.
Right.
It was basically just, hey, teach me this song. And it was all easy stuff. The first stuff was just bar chord songs.
Yep. It's a typical. Yeah. Oh, you, Spike?
I took lessons when I was younger, but I really didn't take lessons to learn how to play. I wanted to take lessons to learn how to read music. When I was younger, I played in a band that played a lot, and we were learning a lot of songs constantly. We did covers, so to me it was easier to actually sit down and write them out than it was to actually sit there and have to play them over and over and over again to learn them. So I had taken lessons from Markham Music, which was in Erie, and I took lessons from Chuck, and I really just learned how to read music so I could come up with my own version of like a drum tablature. Even though
Right.
Chuck always tried pushing lessons on me, I fought it tooth and nail not to, and I kicked myself in the ass a lot because there's a whole lot of stuff that he would have taught me that I really could use now. But back in the day, I was stubborn and bullheaded, and I really just wanted to learn to read music. I told him, I'm going to pay you to teach me how to read music and how to do tablature, and that's basically all I did. I think I took maybe 6 months, and then I
Right.
stopped. So no, I'm pretty self-taught. Sometimes it's more self-evident that I'm self-taught than others. But yeah, no. I'm
Oh, you always do
Yeah.
well. I hear you. You always do well. Oh, yourself?
I started taking guitar lessons when I was 13 or 14, right after we saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. Everybody's like,
Wow.
I'm going to get a guitar and learn how to play. And I did start taking lessons, and I wanted to be a lead guitar player. And the teacher was like, no, you should start out on chords first, do chords. I wanted to play lead, and actually got
going to be a rhythm
it got pretty difficult,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like,
Lead's
man.
hard.
So I quit, but that time my buddies in the neighborhood was like, "Oh, let's get a band," So we got a couple of us were playing guitar, and one kid was playing drums, and we started goofing around, and I just picked it up. I had a real good ear,
Right.
and then I would just put records on and listen to the record and find the key it's in.
Yeah.
And then figured out, and then the band was like, when the band got better and better, it was like, when we were first messing around, like, well, we need a bass player. You go, oh, Al, you're going to be the bass player. I'm like, okay.
So this is how you ended up playing bass.
Yeah, you're going to be the bass player. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll play bass. And it just grew from there. And I could read some music, can read tab, that's no problem. And I could read, because when I was taking the lessons, I was learning how to read the music too, so I can read some music. And but it's mostly by ear. And like I said, I used to put on all kinds of records and learn all kinds of songs by ear, and and I got recordings from the early '70s of our band back then, and it surprisingly was really good. And I'm listening to the bass, I thought, oh, I'm playing it right,
Yeah.
Back then, clear back then, I felt like I didn't know what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
but I, learned all these different kind of bass riffs and everything, and to me now it just feels like it comes naturally.
Right,
Like
right.
you'll start writing a song, and then I'll start playing something. I go, yeah, that sounds really good here. I'll do this and do that. Whether it's going to be a slap, or I'm going to just pick it. A lot of songs I'll put everything into there, from single slaps to triplets to just picking. I just have my own thing that I do, and I think it makes it unique for our band with what we're writing now.
Right. Oh, it's definitely unique, man. I saw you guys last year. It's like, whoa.
Just wait till you see some of the new recorded stuff. It's even getting more further out as we're blending more together. The writing process has become a whole lot easier because we've worked together for a long time. Where Dennis just said, this is what I'm looking for,
Songs are coming
and we can
together
fall
quicker
into that area
from
pretty
the
quick.
Yeah.
2 of the songs that we recorded over the weekend were songs that we'd only been working on in less than a month, and we were really not sure if we were even going to do them. Like, we're like, we'll set them aside and we'll do them if we have time. And then it was like all of a sudden we're like, we're just going to do it. And they were one take and done. It was just one of those deals where just there wasn't enough knowledge to really make a mistake, because you weren't really making a mistake. You know what I
Can't
mean?
make a mistake if you learned it.
Yeah, you just kind of winging it as you go.
As
So
you
we
go.
just went through it and one take and we were done. And that was it. And
Yeah, some of the songs were like that.
Yeah.
One take and done.
some of the ones we spent more time working on took us a little bit longer.
You don't hear
Hundred
that a
takes.
lot. I mean, I ask people, and 30 takes in. You know what I mean?
No, this one went smooth. We didn't have hardly any redos.
Once
It went pretty.
Yeah.
Once we
pretty
got over
smooth.
the initial getting set up and realizing you're recording, and every stroke you make, someone's recording it somewhere. Once you got past that, the first song we did a couple times because we were just kind of getting in the groove, and then after that,
playing headphones, getting in a room.
Yeah,
that
we
you're
blasted
not
through
used to.
almost all those 11 songs relatively easy. There was only a couple that we went back and had to do anything on, really. I mean, we one and done a lot of them.
All right.
Yeah.
We try to be as prepared as we can be.
So, who produced the last few records you've done?
Now, producing, it's kind of like a loose thing. We do a lot of the arranging. We record at the Cavern in Akron. I will bring the files to my place, maybe add a second guitar, some backup vocals that we just instantly, after we did the song, decided, hey, this song can use some backup vocals. I had my wife play ukulele on one of our songs. It's called Weed Smoking Roller Skate Ukulele Punk Rock Girl.
It's on that record, right?
No, it's not on that record.
Oh, which one
But
is
she
that?
actually ended up playing ukulele, recorded at home, and doing some backup vocals.
Yeah.
Right.
But then we will send all our files to Vic from the Coffin Cats up in Detroit, and he will do the mix. And then he sends them back to us. Then we send them all the files to Rick Fluger out by us for mastering. And we figure out if they're doing vinyl, they get mastered one way. If they're digital, they get a little hotter.
Right.
Digital music can be hotter.
As far as producing goes, though, we all kind of, when we get into the studio, we have an idea of what we want to do, and then we'll get in there and all of a sudden be like, ooh, what if we do this? Or what if we do that? And it kind of, sometimes they grow. Sometimes we'll start out with an idea, and then we get in the studio, and then things will change. He'll think of something, Al will be like, oh, we should do this here, we should do that there. So it's really, I don't think anyone really produces. We have a lot of creative control on the way we want them to be. We just have people that make that happen. like the guy that records it really doesn't have a lot of input. He just basically records it for us. If he hears something, he'll bring it up.
Yeah,
But mostly
that's good
it's
that
just
he points out, hey,
Yeah.
Dennis, you're not singing this part right, or
Yeah.
you're off key.
Yeah. Or hey, you should put this. Like one of the songs we just did, we have a whisper part in the background. It may not necessarily be 100% audible, but it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, that's a good idea. We kind of bounce ideas off each
Yeah,
other.
sure.
Yeah.
People look for that kind of stuff too, honestly.
And we're not trying to make the next rock classic. We're just writing songs that are fun to listen to, fun to play. I mean, they're just fun songs. So our goal is to have them be fun songs that people want to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take her.
Yeah, we're not taking ourselves too seriously.
Take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally get that, man. Yeah, once you
Yeah.
do that, that's when it starts going
We
wrong.
write songs about,
I've been with
even some of us. We wrote a song about Owl, Creeper, Stare. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to make fun of yourself
Yeah.
sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. We write some funny, goofy songs, and
Yeah,
But-
I've written some bad songs about bad decisions I made in my life too, for sure.
But I just play drums. I didn't write any lyrics about that. Right, Dennis? No lyrics by me.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so the latest album is the Satanic Sessions.
That's recorded, and we're trying to figure out what we're going, what route. Vinyl, splitting a vinyl, doing a CD.
We want to
that's
do a
kind of
vinyl
up in the
split
air.
with that
Yeah.
one. We have a couple bands that we have in mind that we'd like to try to get on board. We have one specific that we really want to try to get into without getting into too many names because they would foster very well with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And also it would be a real good mix from what they're doing, from what we're doing. It would allow us both to kind of cross genre a little bit,
Yeah.
and get us into areas that we might not be. But we have a couple different bands that we'd like to do a split vinyl for the Satanic Sessions. But right now you can get some of the songs on Spotify and Apple
Yeah, we have
Tunes
a
and
handful of
Bandcamp.
them, just a couple.
So you can listen to them, and plus we have a couple
YouTube.
videos on YouTube.
YouTube
Yeah.
is that's
Satan
where.
is a girl's best friend.
There's a video there.
That's the last
Yeah.
one.
A Werewolf, the Werewolf songs.
Werewolf and Satanic Panic, the instrumental.
Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
We do a lot of
Yeah.
instrumentals. Not a lot of instrumentals. We try to do at least one instrumental per album. They're just fun.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
done 4 or 5 videos probably in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
They're out on YouTube.
The Devil's Weed,
Devil's
High
Weed,
Octane.
High
That was
Octane, the Rebel
just
Reaper.
joined the Rebel Reaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so YouTube is the place to go.
To see videos for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
a lot. And of course, him starting the band clear back in 91, 92. Was Cheese Barn the first video that you attempted to do?
I love that video.
Maybe first one that I kind of did everything by myself. Yeah.
If you would
Because
go-
it shows, because it's really rough. First time trying to do green screen without any knowledge on how it works.
Right.
If you go,
right.
what's the YouTube handle? Mr. Lords of the Highway.
Yeah.
If you go look that up, I mean, he does funny videes that he does on his own. There's other outtakes of stuff that he's
You're
done.
the first person
There's
that said they were actually funny. Huh?
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Cheese Barn was the video that made me join the band. It's like I had a friend of mine from Cleveland send me a message with a link for the band, and he's like, "You need to join this band." I played metal or rock. Well, actually, I played country for a long time. I was like, "What makes you think I want to join a rockabilly band?" He's like, "Dude, you need to join this band." So I went on YouTube and I looked it up, and Cheese Barn was the first video that came up, and I was like, I want to join this band. The video was fun. It was funny. The song was goofy and silly and just looked like fun to play.
Catchy, too.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to join that band, and I did. He sent me a bunch of songs, and I think I spent a week. I learned as much as I could, and I auditioned for him. Took him a couple weeks to get back to me. We don't know why, but whatever.
You know.
Yeah. He says, everybody else turned me down. We're gonna go with you. I was like, yes.
I was just concerned because you were living in Erie at the
I
time,
was, too.
and that's an hour each
And
way.
I drove it for an entire year.
Yeah,
Back
that's
and
some
forth.
dedication right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know around where you work, and your regular job, and if you do that every day
I do
from
that
here,
Monday through Friday, 5 days
Wow.
a week, to Erie and back. Yeah. I don't mind driving. You know, like I said, I mean, the band was worth it to me. I mean, if you find a project that you like to do, distance isn't going to stop me from doing it. You know, if I really want to do it and I really like it, and when I met the guys, I really liked them, so it was all a plus for me. So to me, it was like I got to drive an hour to be able to be in a band that I really like. When I was in Erie, I was struggling just to find a band to play with. You know, so I was like, why wouldn't I do it? And plus, it was a bigger band, better exposure, got me into Cleveland.
Yeah,
to all the
sure.
bars in Cleveland. To me, it was the next evolutionary step up to be able to move into a different area playing wise. So to me, it was just a win-win. It was entirely worth it, no matter what. Plus, I mean, when I'd come from Erie into Ohio, I would fill my tank every week with cheap gas, and then I'd go back. So that was also a plus.
Yeah,
Once a week, I got a full tank of gas for like $30.
So, what do you think of the whole like state of the music scene in Cleveland? And I'll ask you, Erie, too, because I know you know
Sure.
Spike.
Ooh, kind of rough, to be honest.
I've been
Used to
asking
play
everybody like
Bars would be full. Seemed to me when I was younger playing, although our friends were younger, our age, so and they were more inclined to come out.
right,
Every once in a
true.
while, you'll have friends that come out. Now it's fans, new friends we made, and stuff like that. Before it used to be a lot. Even friends that may not even be into music would come out because they were
Right,
friends.
right.
I think the music scene in Cleveland, for me, coming from a different area, is still pretty good. I mean, it's not the dedicated people who used to go out to the bar. That was a social thing. I think that like the internet and cell phones kind of make it so people don't have to go somewhere to be social. They can just be social and still sit at home. And I think when all the bars were closed for those couple of years, I think a lot of people realized I can drink at home and it's cheaper. So it's harder to get people to come out. But I think if you put out a good enough product, that people will come out to it. You know, so I think the Cleveland music scene's okay, could be better, and it has been better. I remember going there in the '90s and playing in metal bands in like Peabody's, and you know, the crowds were insane. I mean, people they thrive to go do that. And like with Erie, the same. A lot of the really good bars in Erie, they closed, which really made it difficult because all the artists started going everywhere else. They were picking places that never had live entertainment at all, and they're shoving bands into them now. There's promoters, a lot of promoters in Erie that are doing wonderful work, getting bands into places that they would have never been able to get into any other time. You know, and it's just kind of the nature of the beast right now. I could name a ton of them. They're doing really good work. They're really trying to get into places where no one would have ever thought, oh, there's going to be a band here.
Right.
But the scene's so fractured right now because it's like you're playing places where no one would ever think to go. Where Sherlock's was always the place. Every Friday and Saturday, people went to Sherlock's. It didn't matter who was there. They went to Sherlock's to be at Sherlock's, to drink and hang out with their friends. The band was a plus. And if it was a good band, it was a plus. Nowadays, people don't really know where to go. There's not those places you used to be able to go to all the time. I think the scene's kind of reinventing itself a little bit.
Yeah.
In Cleveland and in Erie, I think it's coming to a point where the scene's getting better. And there's a lot of bands out there, like in Erie especially, that are working their asses off to try to recreate the scene that was there. And they're doing good work. They really are. And they are recreating a scene where for the longest time it had went entirely extinct. There was no place to play. There was no bands. There was
I promoted shows through it all, so I totally.
A lot of really good bands are coming up too. Where for a while it seemed like the entertainment all kind of went in one direction, and it really wasn't all that entertaining. Where now you're getting a lot of bands that are coming out that are different. Where you can really look at it and be like, wow, I can enjoy that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. So, 2025, any plans? What are your plans for 2025 as a band?
Record.
Yeah, we'd get our butts rolling on the record.
Videos.
Our second record, a video. Like I said, we just finished 11 songs that need mixing.
Yeah.
We're already, what do you want to call it? There's in multiple stages of releases
Yeah.
Right.
We have
to get done.
We have 3 records right now, like kind of in limbo. One we just put out, it's a couple years old. Pressing became difficult for us, getting it pressed. And then when we finally got it pressed, because there was such a backlog, because a lot of people are going to vinyl right now.
Oh yeah,
so pressing records
absolutely.
became a
Everyone
backlog.
is.
We also have another recording that's in digital form only that we're still trying to figure out what to do with, and then the EP that came out, and now with this one, we potentially could make a record plus an EP at the same time. You know, we're kind of trying to figure out. One is we have to catch up to where we are, and we only have till February, because February next year we record again. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, we write songs weekly. Dennis will write a song in the middle of writing a song. We'll be practicing a song. He's like, wait a minute, I got a riff. Let's listen to this. And he'll start playing the riff. We're like, where are we going now? And we'll go off in another direction. We write multiple songs like at the same time. We'll come in, you'll have 3 or 4 active songs going on all at the same time.
Yeah.
So we're never without songs.
Sometimes we'll get practice. Sometimes they kind of go to the back burner.
Yeah.
Because if all of a sudden we're learning 3 songs, do we need to learn 4? No, put that off to the side.
Yeah.
Example, we were a few months ago. I wrote that one thing or had an idea for something. I was like, yeah, we should wait. Let's concentrate on the ones that we're recording.
Yeah.
He sends them to us and gives us a chance to, at least nothing more, we have record of them. So when he's like, hey, I want to go back, and so we can always go back and find them and
Right.
listen to them again. So we
That's
try to hold
smart.
on. We try to hold on to as much as we can, you know, because you never know. I mean, just because one time it wasn't working, you know, the next time you listen to it with different ears, it may be like, oh, I hear what to do there, and it kind of all falls together. We find that some of the good songs fall into place, but some of them we have to beat the shit out of them to put into place. Yeah. 2 of the songs, well, one of the songs that we went and just recently recorded, we struggled on. Like we would practice it for that month, like every week, and it just wasn't really panning out. It was a idea of we want to do a song that's kind of like a big band song. We're not really a big band, so we're trying to figure out how to make it sound like a big band song. And it's like, it was back burner. We finally started working on it, and then we recorded, like, we're just going to record it. We're going to see what happens live. Just counted it in and played through, and it worked out great, you know what I mean?
Doesn't need to be a big band. So.
Well, it's got that vibe. It really does, surprisingly, you know? It's hard to be inside of the song, because it's like, to us, it didn't have that feel to it, but when you're sitting there in the studio and you're listening to it back, you're like, all right, I can see that now. I can see where somebody else coming into it, not knowing the struggle we went through to get to that point, that they could be like, oh, sounds like a big band song. Or it has that vibe to it. Or we struggled from everything from, you know, punk to whatever to try to get it to that, you know? I mean, I'm not a big band drummer. I don't have the chops. I don't have anything that's even close to being able to do that. So I was YouTube studying big band drummers for like a month. And I didn't even come close. Not at all. So we'll see what happens.
Turned out
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out
pretty good.
So basically, new record in 25 and
playing.
just playing.
Yeah, we got a lot of shows coming up this year.
Yeah, we
We're
have
traveling.
a good chunk of half the summer is already booked.
We want to try to get down to Virginia. We want to try to get back into Kentucky. Try to move out in Toledo, out other places in Ohio. Try to get out to places we haven't played. A lot of the places we did play now have closed, so it's like we're struggling to try to find different venues in that marketplace still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To try to keep us in there.
Like Jamestown, I thought that was going to be a regular gig for us, then all of a sudden it just kind of, unfortunately...
Yeah, the guy that owned the Crooked Eye had that place
Crooked
up.
Eye.
Oh, yeah.
He just closed it down.
Real good guy. It just, something happened.
And it was a great venue, too. It really was a really
Big
nice
stage,
place. Nice stage, nice
sound
PA system, nice location, and just done. Yeah.
I don't know if it got to be too high, because it was in a part of town that looked like it was trying to refurbish and be a little bit hipster.
Ritz,
Was it like
a little ritzier.
It was a block or two from the Lucy Museum, right?
Lucy will
Yeah, so I mean, it was all right in that area.
Okay,
They
yeah.
had good food. They had tons of beers.
Yes.
And just
All craft beer.
Lots of.
seemed like a place that should have really
Took
took
hold.
hold and been a great place for bands to come.
I mean,
in.
there was a lot of walk-ins that night too. I mean,
Yeah.
people to see us and people who were just there to.
It was a great show for us because we played with a burlesque dancer. So it was just like, never done that before. So that was interesting. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's about it. Is there anything else you would like to tell
Check out Lords of the Highway
world?
Facebook. Your friends. Check out Bandcamp, Lords of the Highway. Check out Spotify, Lords of the Highway.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to listen to for free.
We have a couple of good shows coming up in Erie. We play on the 23rd, we play at the on the 5th, we play the Raskeller. And then we play on the 19th for you.
Yeah.
At the
So you are
Dreadfest.
playing Dreadfest.
Yeah.
And
Looking forward
I
to it.
think I have you on at like 10 o'clock Saturday or something like
That was
that.
7 or 8.
I think it's 6.
Yeah. Oh, is it earlier? Is it earlier? Okay. All right. I have to look that up. I don't even know the schedule to my own damn show.
So yeah, just definitely reach out. Come see us if you get the opportunity to. Reach out on all the media stuff that you can. Like I said, like us on Facebook for sure. And listen to the music. There's a lot of music out there that you can listen to. You can go back many CDs if you want to go back that far. You can listen to all the new stuff. Just try to support as much as you can for sure.
And merch you can
Yeah,
We
get.
always have T-shirts,
T-shirts.
records, patches, stickers.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we'll try oddball things. We had those old pennants from
Pennants.
like
Like
baseball
baseball
pennants,
pennants,
those
yeah.
triangle pennants.
Oh, that's
There's
cool.
one in the ladies' room in Philly on the Rocks. Hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
Next time you're in the ladies' room.
Well, I went in there
Philly on
once,
the Rocks.
yeah. And I was like, hey, I even autographed it. He's got my name on it. I never thought I'd make it to the ladies' room twice in one day. I'm on the wall, and I'm standing here peeing in the toilet. And I'm not putting the seat up.
All right, well,
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Lords of the Highway, everyone, Lords of the Highway. Like, follow, subscribe, download, all the good stuff. Do it.
See you soon.
Yes.
See you
See you
soon.
soon.
Until next time, see you all.